Thanks, guys. Thank you for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast, where we talk all about the Pittsburgh Pirates and that. My name is Josh. Today is September 25th. The pitching matchup was as advertised. It did not disappoint. Bucs got the best of this one in extras to take the series. Let's talk about it. Good morning to everybody listening in the morning.
Yeah, it is a good morning there, little man.
Good afternoon and evening to everybody who decided to listen to this during the game or afterwards. Day game today. Paul Skenes has locked up the Cy Young Award as far as I'm concerned. Check out these rankings, guys. Tell me if there's any way you could argue with this. 1.97 ERA. That's best in the National League. 32 starts, that's second. 187.2 innings pitched, tied for third. 136 hits is the fourth lowest. We'll do ranks, fourth. 41 earned runs, that's the best. 11 home runs, tied for the best. 42 walks, tied for fourth. 216 strikeouts, tied for first. 0.95 whip, that's the best. 199 average against, fourth best. 15.97 pitches per inning pitched, that's the seventh. 20 quality starts, third best. Sanchez and Logan Webb, Christopher Sanchez, Logan Webb have 22. Just two wild pitches, that's second best. 10.36 Ks per nine is fifth best. 2.01 walks per nine is third best. And a 5.14 walk to strikeout ratio, second best. It's unbelievable. Some of those at the end there, we're trailing away. We're just talking about basically top five, except for the one pitches per innings pitch, which is kind of funny, but we're top five in a bazillion categories. When it comes to pitching, you can read stats all day long that will blow your mind with this guy. Youngest guy to do X, Y, and Z. First guy for the Pirates since the year 3 in ERA, and obviously all the different things. I mean, it's unbelievable, the list. I mean, it's not endless. There is an end to it, so I can't say endless, but it feels endless, right? He's the best pitcher on the planet, and he will win the Cy Young. There's no question. The National League Cy Young will go to Paul Skenes this year. And I know that you're thinking in your head all the negative things. Well, if they just put an offense, who cares? You should care. I mean, you're still getting an opportunity to watch this. This is still a Pittsburgh Pirate. He's still doing stuff that's really good. I imagine there might be some Jag out there who's not going to vote for him because they're a dinosaur and don't think that a 10-10 irrelevant record can win the Cy Young. But that guy will be wrong, and we will forever throw away that stat when looking at the Cy Young Award. Just throw it away. And I'm going to go on a tangent here because you know that I don't like this. But I'm trying to come up with, I can tell you that I don't like things. And if I don't offer a solution, it's kind of pointless. I'm just whining. I'm just complaining. So I'm going to offer a solution. First off, the easiest thing. Look at quality starts. That should always be the measurement of whether or not he did enough to win. Quality starts is easy. 6 or more innings, 3 or less runs. We're done here. You can qualify for a win after 5 innings, but the quality start means you made it through 6. Okay? So 6 or more innings, 3 runs or less. That's a quality start. Just count those. In this case, he had 20. Only 2 guys in the National League, have more. And that's Christopher Sanchez and who was the other one I said? I already forget. Logan Webb. And they have 22. But I'm going to go a step further. If we were to change what qualifies as a win and a loss, just imagine this. win stipulation. Right now, it's 5 or more innings, leaving the game with a lead. But my issue with that is you could give up 5 runs and your offense could score 7 and you'd still be in line for a win. I think there are times where that's valuable. I think there are times where you tell a guy, you know what, you're going to throw a couple more innings because we have a 6-run lead. However, I think it'd be fair to say that I'm going to take away wins where a starter gave up more than 4 runs. Okay, so you can go 4. It's not a quality start, so you go one step further than the quality start. You can get your win. We're also going 5 innings. Paul Skenes would still have 10 wins. He didn't win any games. Unsurprising to everybody, right? He didn't win any games where he gave up more than 4 runs, 5 or more runs. So you still just going to go 5 innings. It's not quite the quality start, but you can qualify for the win in those situations. Now, if you've given up less than 3 runs, you no longer qualify for a loss. This eliminates the game where the pitcher gave his team the opportunity to win. He would then have a 10-6 record on the season. We'll keep going here. And trust me, follow along with me here. I've got the notes. I know you're saying things, but that's okay. Those are all good points, I imagine. Skenes has given up less than 3 runs in 26 starts this season. That he reached at least 5 innings in all of those games. So the Pirates were 17-9 in those games. 3 or less runs, 26 or 5 innings, and they were 17-9. When looking at quality starts, now this is the 6-3, right? 3 or less, 6 innings. All 10 of his wins were quality starts. So the Pirates were 15-5 in those games. Quality starts, 10 wins. We got it. He's on the hook for 4 losses. I would even be in what we're saying here, right? I would even be fine with saying that if a player gets a quality start, that he does not qualify for the loss. I don't know how you do this. So we're looking at, well, you know what? I do. I know how we could do it. If someone has to get tagged with the loss, like that has to happen. You can't just not have one. And you don't want to give it to a reliever who maybe came in and did their job. So maybe there's what we have as a loss column and an earned loss column. Just like we have runs and earned runs. Somebody gets tagged with the runs, they don't count against your ERA, they're just runs. So we're going to have losses and we're going to have earned losses. Would that stop the argument in this topic? So instead of 10-10, he's going to have 10 wins, 10 losses, or he would have 10 losses, but he would have 6 earned losses or 4 earned losses. I forget whatever I said earlier. You guys heard me. You can back it up so I don't have to look back. Anyway, Paul Skenes is winning the Cy Young. And it should be 100% of the votes. It's not close. We need to stop looking at individual wins and losses when they do not mean anything to say how the individual pitched. Wins are important, without question. Wins are important. But how do you, somebody's got to get a win. I don't know. The next guy who did good, if you gave up a ton of runs. Anyway, that's the story. Paul Skenes is winning the Cy Young. I'm trying to recreate wins and losses because I'm sick of this argument. I'm sick of people talking about it. It does not change how well a pitcher pitched or not. Like I said, wins are important. Losses don't count when you didn't give up that many runs. That's what we're going with. All right. I said I would talk about Oneil Cruz today, so we're going to. And of course, there's even more reason today, but we're going to get into all the stuff that I didn't get to yesterday in today's show. Tonight, I guess last night, sorry about that, he left the game with an ankle injury on a very weird play, I'd say. Hindsight is 2020. Remember that number, 2020. Cruz was running back after a Noelve Marte fly ball in the bottom of the 8th inning. As he approached the wall and, well, he crashed into the wall and he missed the ball. And he hurt his ankle in the process, right? That's the undramatic way to say it without explaining the whole thing. Upon watching the replay, we all saw it. It seemed like he sensed the wall coming and decided to brace himself from hitting the wall or something. The ball actually hits his arm. So had he just stayed looking at the ball, I'm kind of curious of whether there really needed to be a jump in the first place. I think the wall was the scary part. All right, I get it. The play in general was not easy. Anytime you're approaching the wall, it's not easy. I played center field. I know that. It is not easy. When you get close to the wall or a fence, you have to also know that, especially when you're playing in a season where you're just hoping to get to 70 wins, it's probably not worth crashing into the wall. Or I don't know. Maybe it still is. I don't know that I would have the ability going after a fly ball. I don't know if I'd have the ability to turn it off, regardless of where the team is and how we're doing and what the score is in the game even. I think if I'm going after a fly ball to catch it, I'm just going to go get it. Either way, he's not a center fielder yet. I know he's playing out there, but saying that there's been no progress is short-sighted. I'm not sure he's ever going to be above average out there. But he's still learning. The thing that we said early on is there are going to be plays that happen that he hasn't had yet. And I think this is probably a similar situation where he's on the road. He doesn't quite know the field he's on. He sensed the wall. I still don't understand why he did what he did. It didn't make sense to me. But that's what happened. I don't know how bad it is. I scoured Twitter to see if there was anybody going or anybody saying how he was doing. I didn't see anything. I don't like that. I don't like his play as a center fielder. I think that position is important. I just don't know how you replace him. I think it's completely silly to suggest completely getting rid of him. Tuesday night, Oneil Cruz hit his 20th home run. It took long enough, that's fine. But as a result, it's back-to-back 2020 seasons. One of 6 Pirates have multiple 2020 seasons. Bonds, Kutch, Marte, Van Slyke, and Dave Parker. I mean, guys, that list, I understand what he's done. I'm with you. I understand. But that list, Bonds is the only other Pirate who's had a 2035 season. It's crazy how a bad season can still put him in a short list of players who have done something. 20 home runs is not his ceiling. 40 bags is in reach. He's only 2 away. There is certainly more in the tank out there for Oneil Cruz. And I understand the frustration of what we've watched here in the second half. It's not been good. It's been a bad season. And even with a bad season, there's a couple numbers that stand out that say, and you could say that they suggest that there's a better player in there. And that if you got players around him, maybe it would show up as a good player. Listen, you're going to say the strikeouts. The strikeout leaderboard in the NL has 5 players ahead of him with more strikeouts. I got to do it, guys. Here's the top 5 leaders in strikeouts for the National League. All-star James Wood with 215. All-star Kyle Schwarber with 189. All-star Shohei Ohtani with 182. Willie Adames with 177. And all-star Ellie De La Cruz with 177 as well. Then there's Oneil with 173. Matt Olson also 173. What gives? Well, Wood has 30 homers. Schwarber has 56. Ohtani has 53. Adames has 28. Ellie has 21. He's just one ahead of him. All 5 of those players have more doubles than him. All 5 have more hits than Oneil. All 5 have more walks. All 5 are hitting between 225, which is Adames, and 281, which is Ohtani. Oneil Cruz is hitting 201 with a 300 on base, which I would always argue is a more important number. It's good that that is 100 points higher than his average, but like both of those numbers are too low. They all 5 have at least a 318 on base percentage too, and that's, again, Willie Adames. I'm pretty sure Ohtani's at like 393 at the time I looked these numbers up. Even Matt Olson, who's tied with Cruz in strikeouts, has more of all of those things I just said. His 18 doubles are tied for 87th. It's been a terrible season. But the thing is, guys, the strikeouts are not actually the problem. They are a problem, but they're not a problem for those other guys because the overall production is good. And that's the real problem here with Oneil Cruz is the overall production. It's the number of balls he's poorly topped this season, which is a stat. And he's got a lot of them. They're easy ground outs. He has all the tools to be a superstar. Just even if he doesn't put up MVP numbers, the superstar status will come. Look at Ellie De La Cruz. He has 1 more home run than him. He has more strikeouts. He's still making a bunch of errors at short. All of the things, and he's a star because of the rest of it. Because the wow factor, because of him hitting the ball hard, throwing the ball hard, all the things. Oneil has all that. He'll be a name. People will know when they go to play the Pirates. All he needs is more production. Those strikeouts are not in the way of his production. It's the poorly hit balls. It's bad swing decisions or really just taking a lot of pitches that he could probably do damage on. Those are the things that he needs to fix. Now, granted, if the strikeouts fix along the way, fantastic. You'd love less strikeouts. But if those less strikeouts come with more poorly topped ground balls, then it doesn't help. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it just matters where you target it. Players today are going to strike out. And you're looking at, of the 5 guys, 4 of them are all-stars. And if I go back up and I look at it again, let me look at that. So James Wood obviously plays for the Nationals, 215 strikeouts. That's going to be too much. But he's got 30 homers. And he's got some good numbers. But like Kyle Schwarber's on a playoff team and he's one of the best guys on the team. Shohei Ohtani, playoff team, obviously. Willie Adames, that team is close, but he just signed a massive contract. And then Ellie De La Cruz is on a team that's fighting for the postseason right now. You're talking about guys who are on good teams and they're making impacts and doing it with strikeouts because these guys, strikeouts are just outs. They really are. But so are topped ground balls to the infielder. If you can get rid of those, if you can get rid of those weak hits, those bad swings, the bad production, you'll live with 171 strikeouts. You will. You'll live with it and you won't mind. And if you do, and he's putting up good numbers, then I don't know what to do to convince you that it's fine because he's putting up good numbers. The fact that he's not means that we channel it at the strikeouts. And the strikeouts are not the problem. Not defending him, right? We just need production. Because if he produced, I think you could give him a pass on the strikeouts. Outs are outs. They're better than double plays. Every single time a strikeout is better than a double play. Unless the double play scores a run, you got me there. It's not an RBI, but at least it's a team play. You do get a run. That's the only time. Runner on third, first and third with nobody out. A double play is better than a strikeout. Yeah, there you go. Put the ball in play. What he can do at the plate will forever outshine his defense. He could be that good at the plate. He could do that type of damage on a team who desperately needs that type of damage. I'd still prefer Oneil in right field, not center. But they'd need to bring in another external player if they were going to do that. Oneil can change that by getting better in center. I still don't think he's ever going to be a Gold Glover. I just don't think it's in the cards. The guy's a shortstop, and he's too tall to play short. He's just not a good defender. Makes up for it with what he can do at the plate, but he has to actually do it. We need not give up on this player. This dude could be good. Even in a terrible year, he can put up numbers that have weight. And in this offense, if this offense had players around him performing, I think that he would be better. He should be a guy that could carry. And hopefully he does become that. Go get players this offseason. Another reason to say it. Two guys we talked about today, Skenes and Cruz, very impactful. Oneil Cruz becoming a good player or not will be critical to whether or not this team can be good as well. I don't think that it works without him. The minute you trade him away, he'll figure it out. And you would have traded him at his absolute lowest value and guaranteed yourself to go into next year with Jack Sawinski in center or left, because you're not signing or acquiring two outfielders. It's not going to happen. Not when you need two infielders. The Pirates can't go out and get 4 impact players in one off season. They haven't proven that they can do that. So you can't replace him. You have to hope it bounces back. And you have all of the groundwork to know that it's absolutely possible. Bucs send Braxton Ashcraft to the hill this afternoon. 12:40 start time. The last, another watch while you work game. Pirates will face Nick Lodolo. Lodolo will try to get these Reds back in the postseason conversation so they can watch the D-backs after that and the Mets later that night. Dodgers beat the D-backs last night. Reds basically still have a game on them because they own the tiebreaker even though they're tied. Reds are in if they tie. But they trail the Mets by 1 still. And again, if they just tie the Mets, then they're in. There's no more 163. It's all tiebreakers now.
Thanks for...
hit that too early. Cal Raleigh hit home run number 60 last night too. Unreal for a catcher to do that. MVP race in the AL is bonkers. Enjoy the game this afternoon. Only 4 more games left. It's almost Friday.
Thanks for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast. Subscribing to your platform of choice is the best way to be notified for new episodes. And now, new episodes every weekday. Remember, live shows with my dad and Uncle Jake are Sundays at 9 p.m. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and join them in the live chat every Sunday. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Bridge2 Buctober. Clear the deck, cannonball coming, and let's go Bucs.